and has to be Welcome back, everybody. Kinston had a big top of the fifth, scoring 7 runs on only 2 hits. So that was a big inning there that they took advantage of with some walks and hit by pitch and a couple of errors in there as well. So now Blaine McKee leading off the inning here for the Chargers in the fifth. We'll need 2 runs to stay alive. 1 ball, no strikes. That one misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And in this spot, Ty, are you telling them as a staff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you telling them to take till you see a strike here?
That's what we teach, yes. However, they've subbed in Cade Bowers here, pinch hitting for us. Getting in after, been sitting over there. He could be a little over anxious.
So good take there, 3 balls, 1 strike. Thank you. I did not catch that. Number 10, Cade Bowers, pinch hitting for Blaine McKee here in the fifth. Ooh, good hack at it, but he swings through it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Really like to see him get on and flip it to Hunter Rayburn in the top of the Charger lineup. He takes a strike 3 on the outside corner, so Bowers down looking for the first out of the fifth. That flips the lineup up to Hunter Rayburn, who's 1 for 2 on the night with a double and a run scored as he hit one that short hop the center field wall in his last at bat.
That's not Harold's not changing that from the first inning. He is living out there on those corners and doing a really good job.
He has thrown a very good game for sure. And he's working ahead as he does again with no ball, 1 strike on a curveball on the outside corner. Hunter puts a good right into one out in left center, and that'll at least be 2 bases for Hunter, and it bounces over for a ground rule double. So the second double of the night for Hunter Rayburn as his bat stays hot, and that's what the Chargers needed, but they'll need 1 more run as well. That brings up Dylan Jacobs, who's 1 for 2 on the night. He had a triple in his last at bat and was left stranded at third. So now he's hitting with 1 out, Hunter Rayburn on second after hitting a ground rule double to the left center field gap.
Speaking of things we don't see here often, you don't see a lot of ground rule doubles to the outfield here.
That
pretty
ball,
big fence.
And that looked like it hit concrete or something there. It bounced up very high. And a bunt here from Dylan Jacobs down the third baseline, and he is a phenomenal bunter.
Yeah.
He is a very good bunter. So that one, the pitcher fields it on the third base side of the mound. No chance at throwing Jacobs out.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say it, but I was just wondering right there with it down 11 here, you almost wondered, are they going to play it as if, you're down 2, trying to keep away from that 10-run rule. I will say the bunt, though, did catch me off guard, and I'm sure it caught them off guard, too. So, good call.
So the run that matters for the Chargers is over there on first base, and Dylan Jacobs. Corbin lays off a curveball on the outside, off the outside corner. Corbin is 0 for 2 on the night with a pop-up to the infield and then a strikeout swinging in his last at-bat. So he's due. And a ball in the gap could easily keep the Chargers in this game. Oh, but that's a tough break, but it's a cue ball right up at the pitcher. And Hunter has some wheels over there at third, so that is a gutsy move there, but he does come in to score. So that makes it 14-4, but 2 outs here, and that does move Dylan Jacobs up to second on the 1-3 putout. So Kinston Wilcox now, he's 1 for 2 on the night with a fly out to right in his last at bat in the 4th inning, had a single out to left and came around to score. Curveball there from Harrell, and he swings through it. No balls, 1 strike. And if Kinston can find it here and score Jacobs from second, you never know what can happen because you got to be getting close to the Kingston bullpen.
For sure, and I'm not exactly sure what's there. They had several guys leave last year.
Check swing, and it does not go around, but 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, they said before the game they needed Harrell to go as long as he possibly could to save other people for tomorrow night, and he's done a great job. So we need to see Kinston break 1 out right here. Ball misses out, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Kinston, I think Coach Stone talked a bit about this last time, but Kinston's one of those guys that's really helped out the program. He came in where we were needing a catcher very badly, and came in and said, hey, I can do it, and has done a phenomenal job.
And he puts a right into 1 out in left field, and it's going to get down in front of him, and that's going to buy the Chargers another inning. So Kinston Wilcox does exactly what he needed to do with his second single of the night to left field. So that's another single for Kinston Wilcox, and that brings in Jacobs out from second, and that will get us a 6th inning. So now we're playing with house money, and we'll see what the Chargers can do.
And we've seen the ball carry all night, and that one just seemed like it just did like it typically does here. Just kind of went out there and died kind of off the end of the bat. But hey, we'll take it.
I can't lie to you, Ty. I really thought that one was right at the left fielder.
I did too.
But a big-time hit there from Kinston brings it to a 14-5, buys the Chargers at least 1 more at bat, but we're not done in this inning. That brings up Hudson Reed, who's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and reached on an error in his last at bat. Wilcox on first. That's a beautiful curveball there. Catches the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike.
The worst thing, for Kingston, the worst thing you can do is let a team hang around. They had us 2 runs up on a 10-run rule, and they've let us kind of squeak back in. Hopefully that's all we need.
So Hudson swings at the 1-1 curveball down in the dirt, pops it up to the infield. So that will retire the side for Harrell and the Yellow Jackets, but Central does just enough to get to the 6th inning as it's now 14-5 after the Chargers bring in 2 runs on the Hunter Rayburn double. Dylan Jacobs bunt single, and then a Kinston Wilcox RBI single down the left field line, scores 2. So here it is, 14-5. We're headed to the top of the 6th. Looks like we've got another pitching change. Can we tell who that is? A.J. Bonnet, number 9. So he has 3 innings on the year. This will be his 3rd appearance. Right-handed pitcher for the Chargers. So good to see him get some innings here. We'll take a quick break while he gets warmed up, and we'll be right back. Central scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th to buy another inning. Kinston leading 14-5. A.J. Bonnet into pitch, wearing number 9, throwing from the right-hand side of the mound. Number 4 for Kinston is Brody Kraus, the designated hitter, 8-9-1 for Kinston. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice and had a double, later came around to score. That one misses down, 2 balls, no strikes.
Regardless of how this one turns out, this is one of those games that you find out what your team's made of. And so far, what we saw that last half inning, I'm finding something to look forward to. That's a lot of fight in a team.
That one misses down as well. 3 balls, no strikes, and you're exactly right. Even games like this you can feed off of into tomorrow. You definitely want the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, we know how much success we had last year, and they wore us out in Kinston and then came here to a 1-0 ball game. So what we do now can definitely affect us, for not just for today but for tomorrow as well.
So that one misses down. So ball 4 on 4 pitches there from A.J. to Brody Kraus. So he'll go to first on a walk. And that brings up Maddox Lawson, the center fielder for Kinston. He's 1 for 3 on the night with a fly out to center, a strikeout looking, and a single. Then he came around to score last inning. That one misses down. McKee does a good job of keeping it in front of him.
That's something we always worked on, was getting that block down, try to keep it as close to our, we call it a little circle there, keep it as close to our circle as we can. Do a good job right there.
Good pitch there from A.J. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, runner on first, nobody out. Central trailing 14-5 in the top of the 6th. Squares the bunt, pulls it back. It gets through McKee back to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the runner does move up to second. Starting to get a little chilly here as the sun goes down.
It is. It is. On that one right there, I feel like that was one of those that Blaine saw it was down. I think he was going to try to give it a shot out there to second base. I wouldn't necessarily say that he missed blocking it. I think he was just trying to do something, you know, to get a shot at that guy.
Ball hit down the third base line, and it looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does. So now count back even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Final line on Ryan Moore was 1 inning pitch, 2 hits, 7 runs, but only 2 of them earned. 2 walks and no strikeouts. 32 pitches, 15 strikes. So while the scoreboard is lopsided, only 5 of the 14 Kinston runs have been earned tonight. That ball is also fouled down the left field line. It looks like it's coming back into play, though.
Yep, I believe Rayburn caught that one.
Yep, he did.
So I did not even notice, but Hunter now in over at third base, and that put Ryan Moore back out into left field, and Dylan Jacobs moved over to second base. So 1 out, runner on second. That flips to the top of the lineup for Kinston, Brighton Presley, the shortstop. 1 for 3 on the night, but 2 runs scored. Good curveball there from A.J. Looks like he may have found his spot now. No balls, 1 strike.
Hunter, over the course of his 4 years, I believe he's played every position except for, I do not believe we ever squeezed him in at first base.
A high fly ball out to in between Evans and Moore. See who takes control, and nobody takes control, and it falls out in no man's land. So that's going to be a single, or a double, actually, as he was running out of the box for Brighton Presley. Would have liked to have seen Evans take control there and come in and call more off on that one.
For sure. Ryan ran a long way for that ball.
So, but the runner at second did have to hold up and see if it would be caught, so he does not score on that. So it's men on second and third after the, well, I guess we have to call a double on that one. So 1 out, men on second and third. Isaiah Harrell, the pitcher for Kinston. He's 2 for 4 on the night with 2 singles, a strikeout, and reached on an error. Ball in the dirt. McKee does a good job of keeping it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield in for the Chargers with Rayburn at third. Wilcox still at short. Dylan Jacobs at second. Corbin at first. Good curveball there, but doesn't get the call in the inside corner. So it should be 2 balls, no strikes. Another good pitch, but off the inside corner. 3 balls, no strikes. As strange as it is to say, a walk's not really the end of the world in this spot. Load the bases and get the force out.
Yeah, typically not a fan of doing that, but in this case.
So that one misses low, ball 4. Yeah, you definitely don't want to give him a free base, but if you do, you don't want to give him anything to hit in that spot either. So give him first, 4 balls, take the walk. So now that loads the bases for Keelan White, who is 0 for 4 on the night with a ground out to the pitcher, reached on an error, hit into a double play, and then reached on an error by the shortstop. So bases loaded, 1 out.
And like you were saying, I like pitching to him. He showed he was trying to bunt twice in a situation that did not make much sense. So I think maybe he's struggling a little bit. This is probably a guy that we can get a double play out of, hopefully.
So now corners in, middle infielders playing double play depth. And it's going to be a 2-hopper, but it's a slow one out to Dylan Jacobs, and it takes a hop up over his head. So yet another tough break at second base for the Chargers. And that will score 2. So now it is 16-5. And runners at the corners.
4th spot in the order for the Yellow Jackets, number 55, Gage Brown.
So that brings up Gage Brown, the catcher for Kinston. He's 1 for 3 on the night with a home run, reached on an error, hit by pitch, and a ground out to the pitcher. Runner on first takes off, but it's in the dirt. McKee does a good job of keeping it in front of him. The runner will advance to second.
We've had some bad luck, some mental miscues, and like I was telling you early, Kinston is a really, really solid ball club, and they are, we did see them hit a couple long balls. We did see them get the triple. That we've not seen them have that MO a lot, but they are guys that will put the ball out there, put them in play, and they're making us make plays, and we're just having a hard time doing that today.
Pitch catches the outside corner, 2 balls, 1 strike. So that's a good summary of the game so far. That was Central's 8th error of the night, which is not common. So it's a tough night, but they're hanging in there. That one, he swings through it, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, men on second and third. Infield in, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gage Brown. Good pitch, but doesn't get the call, low and outside. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one misses low and in. Good pitch that could have went either way, but that will be ball 4 to Gage Brown, and will load the bases for Ryan Wilkins, the third baseman for Kinston, who's 2 for 3 on the night with a triple, a single, ground out to short, and a walk.
Inside part, more pitches, most of a bit more out. He's been pretty consistent.
Go ahead. misses outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. Central trailing 16-5 here in the top of the 6th. 16 runs, only 7 of them earned. Central has walked 6 hitters and struck out 3 so far on the night. That one misses low and out, so that will be a walk to Ryan Wilkins. That brings in the runner from third.
Looks like we'll have a pitching change here as well.
So it's going to be Dom Goodyear, the second baseman for Kinston, unless he is pinch hit for as well. We'll see if they start opening up the benches here shortly. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
For the Chargers, number 21, Chase Nichols.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We did have a pitching change there. Chase Nichols coming in on the mound for the Chargers. And a pinch hitter here for Kinston is Owen Rose. He's entering the game for second baseman Dom Goodyear. Nichols comes in with bases loaded, 1 out. Good job, first pitch strike there from Chase. That's all you need at this point is fill up the strike zone.
For sure. They'll do what they'll do. But we want to limit those walks.
Oh, tough break there, but Kinston holds the runner over at third. That one bounced in there, got McKee's mask kicked way down the third baseline, but holds the runner. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball's hit well out into right center. Evans is under it. He reels it in and gets it in quickly, but that will be a sac fly from Owen Rose, making it 18-5 here in the 6th.
Ball for sure, whether it's the temperature or the winds died down, not carrying near as far as it was. That one seemed like it was hit a little bit harder, and Austin actually came in a little bit on his run to get that.
So left-handed hitting Mason Weaver in the box. Runner takes off on the pitch. No throw. Defensive indifference moves him up to second. Weaver on the night is 0 for 3 with a walk. Good pitch there from Chase. Foul ball down the left field line. I believe that brings us to an 0-2 count. Another foul ball over the Charger dugout. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. That's why you don't park there. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Men on second and third. Another foul ball into the Charger dugout.
Ooh.
Just out of the reach of third baseman Hunter Rayburn. So you said Hunter has played everywhere but catcher?
First base.
First base.
I'm trying to remember if we got him in a game at catcher, but around the same time whenever Kenny started catching for us.
Two-hopper out to Kinston at shortstop. Fields it cleanly, throws it across to Corbin to retire the side with a 6-3 putout. So we are going to be headed to the bottom of the 6th. Central trailing 18-5. Will need 4 runs to hang around. If no changes, it'll be Ryan Moore, Jesse Holden, and Austin Evans. So back to what you were saying about Hunter. We'll talk through the break for a few minutes.
So we'd had a catcher that had been here, had done a real good job. He decided for whatever reasons was not going to come back. We'd really expected him. We found ourselves without a catcher. We had a couple guys that were wanting to vie for that position, and they were really, really struggling. Younger guys, and we were just kind of like, anybody else maybe that had a little bit more maturity back there. Hunter was one of those. Hunter wanted to play. He wanted to be in the lineup day one, and so he was like, hey, I'll do it, which we love. I had him in school. I knew that was the kind of guy he was. And so we were doing a lot of catching stuff, and he was very raw, but he showed some potential there. Was not bad at all, and then just kind of out of the blue, Kinston come in and said, "Hey, I catch too." He had recently undergone his arm surgery and was kind of timid about pitching and maybe coming into catching too. It only took a few weeks of us watching and just realizing just kind of how the pieces fell together. Mm-hmm. Hunter would help us a little bit more different position, and so that's kind of why he ended up there. But he may have got in a game or two for us. It's been a while. I can't remember.
I was curious if he had caught and played short. Those were the only 2 positions that I couldn't remember seeing besides first, because I knew he'd played pretty much everywhere else.
Not much shortstop in him, but he did play. He started off, was mainly a second baseman for us that first year.
Yeah, I remember on that sub-state run his freshman year, he played a lot of second base. So Ryan Moore in at the plate. New pitcher for Kingston is Owen Rose. So we do get to see the Kingston bullpen here in the 6th. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan. On the night, Ryan is 0 for 1, sorry. Swings through that one, 2 balls, 1 strike. He struck out in the 2nd inning, then had a sac fly in the 4th.
There you go.
That one hops over the third baseman's head, so a single to lead off the inning for Ryan Moore. So good start here for the Chargers.
Ryan is one of those guys, like I said, he's put in his time, he's put in his work, and he's worked hard. He's had some ups and downs, but he's just kind of a product of you keep grinding it out, you get your chance, and you go out there and you do it. So I really, really root for him.
So that brings up Jesse Holden. That ball misses, 1 ball, no strikes. So Jesse is 0 for 2 on the night. Reached on an error and then also reached on a fielder's choice, so he's been on base twice. Curveball catches the inside corner from Rose. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first, and Ryan Moore with a single down the third baseline.
That was a nice pitch.
That was a nice pitch. Another good pitch there, but that one misses up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Misses up and in, 3 balls, 1 strike.
He has a little bit of inside run, too.
Good swing there as he just misses that one, fouls it straight back into the net, bringing the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Holden and then Evans in the on-deck circle. Oh, tough break off the mound as that one was roped right back up the middle, but it hit the mound and kicked straight to the shortstop. That one looked like it was getting through off the bat, but he reaches on another fielder's choice as it's a 6-4 put out.
The center fielder, number 7, Austin Evans.
So Holden on first after reaching on the fielder's choice brings up Austin Evans, who's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and a ground out to third. Again, Chargers need 4 runs here in the 6th to stay alive. Takes a curveball up and out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. So it's Austin Evans. Blaine McKee re-entered to catch, and now he'll hit in the on-deck circle. Evans swinging at that one, fouls it right back at us. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looked like he was kind of cheating that ball a little bit. If he just stay in there, he's a strong guy, but a lot of these hitters have been doing that, getting out a little bit.
Squares the bunt, but fouls it back into the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Chargers will need Holden, Evans, and McKee to flip it to the top of the lineup, and Hunter Rayburn to have a chance to stay alive here in the 6th. And Evans goes down on the swinging strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning. That brings up Blaine McKee. He's 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. He'll be hitting with Jesse Holden on first.
And for the Chargers, number 13, Blaine McKee.
And then if McKee reaches, it will flip to Hunter Rayburn in the top of the lineup. McKee with a good hack, but he swings through it. No balls, 1 strike. Another good hack into the Charger dugout. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Oh, and he gets the generous call on the outside corner to end the game on a called strike 3. We'd been talking about how he's given that outside corner, and that was the final pitch of the game as he strikes out looking to end the night for the Chargers. So Chargers lose the game to Kinston on the 10-run rule, 18-5 here in the 6th. So they will look for their bounce-back game as they travel to Kinston for the rubber match of the district series. Ty, give us a summary of the night. What'd you like? What do you look forward to seeing from these guys?
We have a lot of young guys. We also got several guys in there who've not had a lot of opportunities. That will change as the games go on. We're going to have these learning curves. We lost several seniors last year, big cornerstone key guys. These things are going to happen. But the key to every team is these things happen. Now, what are we going to do? And I know that's going to be the sermon they're probably going to be here. That is not what we like. But it's what happened, and that's the game. That's why we come out. I saw some resilient guys. I really liked McKee back here. Thought he caught a good game. I thought defensively we just got some bad breaks, and it happens. Maybe it's Kinston tomorrow.
Exactly right, and that's exactly what happened last year in this series as Kingston took game 1 and then Central came in and took game 2. So we'll see if we can repeat tomorrow. So Chargers end the night with 5 runs on 7 hits, 8 errors, and that was the story of the game tonight. Kingston 18 runs and only 9 of them earned. So either way, they earned the victory. But tough night for the Chargers, and they'll look to bounce back tomorrow night at Kingston. So, Ty, thanks for joining us. Hope we can have you back again sometime, see if you can bring a little more luck. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring Dakota back.
Yeah, I understand. I hope I'm going to have to find something to do different. I don't know if it's switching shirts, switching hats, whatever. I'll try a lot.
Maybe don't come on your anniversary next time.
Maybe that was my sign.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for Ethan Starr, Ty West, Josh Bogus, and thank you to Nickel Plate Properties and Management again for allowing this broadcast to be possible. We'll see you again on Friday. Thanks.
Hello, McMinn County Schools families. Starting this week, we're implementing the new CHS Open Gate Weapons Detection System in our schools. This safety procedure will begin Tuesday morning at McMinn County High School and begin Wednesday morning at McMinn Central High School. Now, to help make this transition as smooth as possible, we're asking you to do a quick audit of your students' backpack before they leave for school and remove any unnecessary items. When students arrive, they'll need to take a few items out of their bags and hand them to school personnel before walking through the scanners. These items include laptops or iPads, umbrellas, and 3-ring binders. Please be aware that certain metal items will cause an alert, which will delay your students' entry into the building. Please leave things like metal pencil cases or eyeglass cases, Altoid cans, and metal aerosol cans like Axe body spray at home. As you arrive on campus, students, please pay close attention to the new signage and listen carefully to your staff members for additional instructions and information. Parents, community members, because this is a brand new process, we do expect longer lines and delays for next several days as students and staff get acclimated. However, let me assure you, we fully expect this routine to work itself out in a very short amount of time. We at McMinn County Schools appreciate your patience and support as we increase safety measures for students and staff alike in McMinn County. Thank you.